Alright, so I've been reading on the forums, right? Like the usual questions. Forums, Facebook. Help, I'm having trouble with this character. I can't play this character. What should I be doing? What sort of normal should I be using? I just don't know what to do. I'm losing a lot of, I'm losing to this character. I don't know how to fight this character. And then there's always people that are really helpful, right? There's always that guy who writes out this really long detailed answer as to you should be trying to do this as Cody, you should be trying to do this as Ken. Ken's stand heavy punch is very good as a da 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 da, right? But trust me, when they read that, I can assure you that they won't improve. They're not going to read that comment and magically become better, right? But there is one way. There is one way for all you guys out there who want to improve in this game. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's going to be by yourself. I can't tell you exactly what you're doing wrong because everyone has their own weaknesses in this game. Everyone has their own flaws. Everyone has their own holes in their game. You have to figure it out by yourself. And you have to devise a strategy to counter those characters that you're losing to by yourself. No one's going to feed you the answer to get good at this game. I mean, people are going to help, but if you want to get better, you have to figure out yourself. And how do you do that? You do it through watching your own replays in-game. So here's a CFN function. You can access it in-game, where you can access all your past replays. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So for example, yesterday I was fighting this Cody. And he was giving me trouble. So you can watch your own replays in between games. Instead of being in training mode, practicing the same combo over and over again that you know how to do it already. Trust me, you're done practicing that combo for your characters. You don't have to practice anymore. What you have to do is improve your knowledge of the game. And there's a lot of stuff that happens in game that because of how fast-paced this game is, there's a lot of things that happen that we fail to pick up on. It happens, but it doesn't create a lasting impression enough for us to recognize it after the game's over, to do something about it, to change our reaction to it, to change our behavior towards it, our in-game decisions, the way we read the game. Because of how fast-paced everything is, we forget about it after the game's over. And what ends up happening is, most of us, like myself included, before I was stuck in Diamond for the longest time. Let me just pause it right here. I was stuck in Diamond for the longest time because I didn't know what I was doing wrong until I started watching my own replays. It wasn't until I had enough, I was like, you know what? I had enough of this shit. I'm not going to lose to this Honda anymore. Spamming his freaking 100 hand slap. I have to figure out what the hell is going on. Just spamming the same move over and over again, and I kept losing to it. It wasn't until, okay, this is it. I'm going to figure out a way to beat this guy. There was no answer on any forums or Facebook comment that was going to help me beat that Honda. Until I decided for myself that I wanted to beat that Honda. So, back to the replay. So, make sure you turn on attack data, so you can look at frame data. Frame data is everything in this game. The answers lie in the numbers. The numbers don't lie. So, for example, yesterday, this Cody busts out his knife in V trigger mode. And I didn't know what to do. I just started getting wrecked by him. And I just stood there and took it took it like a man, but end up losing the round. Because I didn't know what to do. I was like, please just stop stabbing me. But if we go back and analyze the frame data on the knives, it'll give us a better idea of what to do. So you just fast forward to the point where he busts out his knife. Alright, so if we look at the frame data here, after Cody does this heavy knife, he's -2. So if I knew that he was -2 over here, I would have pressed jab. But I didn't, because I didn't know the frame data on this move. And the reason why, I understand why most of us don't know the frame data on moves, is because, like for me, for the longest time, I only knew how to play Ryu and Sagat. It was only 2 characters I knew how to play. So every time I fought a certain opponent, and maybe there was a certain move that he did that I didn't know how to react to, but it was hard for me to replicate that same sequence in training mode using that character, because I didn't know how to do those moves. I don't even know what the move is called. If I go online and look at the move list or the frame data list online, I don't even know what the move is called. Like, how are you supposed to know what like spinning hurricane is, or rough chase? You're not supposed, how am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know what, you know, all these moves are called? I remember what it looks like. I remember getting hit by it in game, and I remember it made me lose. But I don't know how to replicate that same move in that same scenario using that character, because I didn't know how to use that character. So I understand why it's a trouble to find out what the frame data is. But using this function, using the replay function, you can start analyzing the matches that you lose, and you can pause it frame by frame to figure out the frame data on all the moves that you don't know. So over here, if I knew he was -2, I would have pressed jab. I would have took my turn back. And for those of you who don't know what frame data is, there's tons of guides out there talking about frame data, but if I was to simplify it right now in the best way I can, basically it's just signifies if it's your turn or if it's my turn. So over here, Cody's -2, which means that if we both decide at this very point, to press a 3-frame jab at the same time, my 3-frame jab will beat his 3-frame jab because he's -2. But I can't, if I press 3-frame jab, it won't, he can still block the 3-frame jab because he's only -2. But if he's -3, then he can't block the 3-frame jab. So essentially that's what it means. So that's all you have to know about frame data. And you have to find out what the startup is on your moves. So you know, like, for example, if Honda does his headbutt, he's -6 or -7, I can't remember. But you'll know that if he spaces it poorly, you can punish it with anything, with a move that has less than 6 or 7 startup. In this case, in Lucia's case, crouch medium kick is only 6 frames. Yeah, so using this, using the replay function, will most definitely improve your game in the most significant way possible. Because a lot of times it's not a problem that we don't know how to use our characters, it's we don't know how to play against other characters. And it's not like you're just magically going to one day like, oh, I'm just magically going to improve in this game, I'm gonna get better and beat this guy. That's not going to happen. You have to figure out what is it you're doing wrong. You have to change your perception of the game, the way you read the game. You have to find out, you have to change your knowledge of the game. You have to improve on your knowledge of the game, on their moves. And you have to be more aware of what's going on. So just watching the replays is going to have a huge impact the next time you fight this character. Because you're more aware of what's going on. You're not just going about it unconsciously based on your intuition of, I feel like this is right, which is something I did for the longest time. It was always based on intuition until I really sat down and figured out certain things based on facts rather than feelings. Or after he does this heavy knife, he's -2. So the next time I fight this Cody, if he does this heavy knife, I know I can press my 3 frame jab. Yeah, and it's not just frame data that you can pick up on. It's not just frame data you can pick up on watching your replays. You can start picking up on things like, oh, maybe I could have done a more optimal punish here. If I just spent a meter here, I could have closed out the round. I would have been put in a better situation. Maybe your punishes aren't optimized. Maybe you know, you can start analyzing your sequences and figure out why your opponent isn't getting hit by them. There's cheat codes right here. You can turn on the key display. You can figure out exactly what your opponents are pressing and figure out, oh, maybe he's just blocking. I should be throwing him. Stuff like that. I should be going for throw more. Or he's doing a delay tech. I should be going for shimmy. Stuff like that you can figure out with the key display. And yeah, you can start figuring out, oh, maybe I should be anti-airing here. I should be blocking more, or you know, just watching your replays will have all the answers that you need. But you're going to have to figure out yourself. No one is going to be able to help you to find out exactly what is going wrong with your games. You're gonna have to put in the effort to study your replays, and that's part of the fun, isn't it? That's part of why this game is so fun. Because if you get to the point where no one is giving you any problems anymore, and you're bodying everyone, you're gonna stop playing. Because it's gonna get boring. Take it from me. I've been playing this game so much for the past month since V-Shift came out. And if there's one thing I realize is that I don't enjoy bodying people. I mean, I do, but I don't enjoy bodying the same people over and over again. It's not fun anymore. It's not. I'm being honest right here. It's not fun to body the same guy who's not changing his game, who's playing the same way over and over again, and he's falling to your same moves over and over again. It's boring. It's not stimulating. It's not mentally stimulating. But when you meet someone, when you face someone who is changing their game, and you can tell by the way they play. When you face someone who pushes you to become better and pushes you to need to get better in order to beat him, that's part of the fun. No one likes, you know, competition is what makes this game so great and so fun. You have to enjoy the process of losing. I do. I enjoy the process of losing. Every time someone bodies me, I'm like, damn, that was fun. Because I know I enjoy the process of sitting in the sitting in my analysis after that, figuring out what the hell was going on. I mean, other than Honda, because I feel like he's so brain dead. But other characters, I feel like it's fun to lose. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like it if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. Peace.